Welcome to Whippoorwill Holler. I'm Miss Lori and this is Mr. Brown. We live in the hills of Arkansas. We love the Lord. Keepers of the old way, but accept some of the new. We love to cook and we love to eat. We love to garden. It's in our blood. It's how we stay sustainable and fill our pantry. We do a lot of canning and preserving. We live a sustainable life. We love our family. We work hard. And every once in a while, we like to dance. So y'all join us. I hope everybody's having a good day and had a good weekend. I had a really good weekend. Every day is good. God is good. We're going to start off this week. We're going to start off with our series of homemade mixes and seasonings, instant mixes, and I love doing these and keeping my pantry full of them because it just makes life better. I can tell you that much. It makes your food taste good. We know a lot of times we'll pick up a little package of seasonings and stuff for just different dishes, and you pick it up at the store. It's got all kinds of ingredients in it that you just really don't want to put in your body. But if you got the seasonings, and you can even go to the Dollar Tree, you can go to the dollar store, and even Walmart and a lot of places have the seasonings that are less than $1. So it is economical. A lot of people like to use organic seasonings, stuff like that. And a lot of us also, we grow our own herbs and stuff, which like basil and oregano and just you name it. I do a lot of it too, and I dry them and I put them up in the pantry, and I use a lot of those for my instant seasonings and stuff like that. But I get such a good response to all these different dry mixes that I just love doing it. So there's just so many out there, and some of them, you usually have pretty much all the ingredients you need for these seasoning mixes, because I try to make sure of that, because nobody wants to go out and spend a bunch of money on making their seasoning, because you're not saving money that way, or are you? Well, I put a pencil to that, and yes, you are. So even if you're buying organic seasonings, unless you're just really going upscale, you still will save money on it. Plus the fact that you know what you're putting in your body. But a lot of times, I just go to the dollar store. We've got a store in Hardy that I think their seasonings are like 84 cents. So, you can't hardly beat that. And at 84 cents, a lot of those will make several dry seasoning mixes. So you're going to be saving money that way too. Now, I was asked about a fried rice seasoning. When I make my fried rice, and I'm going to do a video on that sometime. In fact, I have one that's just sitting there that's never been edited. And I done it on my wood cook stove during the wintertime. And it's never been edited because I never did finish it. So that's kind of sad, because it really turned out wonderful. And cooking it on the wood cook stove was really fun. But some people have asked me about the fried rice seasoning packets. And there is some stuff in there they just don't care for, but they love the seasoning. Now, the one that I use is going to have a few ingredients in it that you probably may not have in your pantry. But I will leave a list of, say for instance, this one's also going to have the nutritional yeast in it, which we used in my veggie broth instant dry mix. And a lot of y'all made it and said it was wonderful. It really is, and it's a really good, healthy mix. And let's see, this one also has, I would say that probably the nutritional yeast may be the only thing in this recipe that you may not have. If you don't have it, it will be in my description box below. It'll be in my Amazon shop. There's other places you can get it. You can get it at Walmart, different places like that. But nutritional yeast, we talked about that in my last video doing dry mixes. And it's a really good source of way to get a lot of healthy nutrients into your body. And it does not taste bad. It has, in fact, when I open this up, the first thing I think of that comes when I smell it, I think of buttered popcorn. It has got a buttery taste to it. And you can put it on baked potatoes. You can put it on your veggies, your popcorn. You can sprinkle it over anything like that, and it's just really good. So anything else that's going to be in this stir-fry seasoning, you probably pretty much have. So let's get over here and let's see what's in our stir-fry seasoning packet. Okay, let's look and see what all the ingredients we have in this. This is going to make up quite a bit. And what you'll use and what you want to put on the outside of your jar or write it down is you're going to use 1 tablespoon per 3 cups of rice. So this will be your mix that you sprinkle in your rice when you go to do your stir fry. If you like it maybe just a little more seasoning, you can put another half a tablespoon or go ahead and put 2 tablespoons. Taste it your first time of using it and you'll figure out how much you want to use. But usually I just put 1 tablespoon per 3 cups of rice. And well, Miss Lori, what if I'm just doing half of that, like 1.5 cups of rice or a cup of rice? I would say start out with a teaspoon. Taste it. Go up to another teaspoon and get it just right, because everybody, their taste buds are different. So let's go over the ingredients. I got 2 tablespoons of brown sugar. Now you can use just regular white sugar. I've got 2 tablespoons of our nutritional yeast. I've got 2 tablespoons of onion powder, a teaspoon of salt. I've got 1 tablespoon of garlic powder and a teaspoon of ginger powder. And that's it. I think I said a tablespoon of salt, yes. So we got all of our ingredients right here, and all these ingredients will be down in the description box. I'll have them all wrote down there. And like I said, you just want to put down on this recipe that's 1 tablespoon per 3 cups of rice. So what I've done here is I found these cute little jars, and they come from the dollar store, and they're just really cute. They got the little lids on them. I'm not sure if I can get all this in here, but we are going to try. So all you got to do is just mix this up a little bit. And I've got me a little funnel right here. Now, y'all know that my pantry is full of pint jars of mixes. And I'm starting to run out of room. So I decided I was going to start making smaller quantities and putting them in smaller jars, because it was really just taking up too much room. And most of these mixes, people have asked me, and my research is, and most of them say that these dry mixes like this will last in your pantry in a good sealed container about 3 weeks. Now, I don't know, I can't, I'm just going to tell you from my, how I use it, from my pantry. It'll last me more than 3 weeks, but that's me. So, just, you know, if it's been over 3 weeks since you've used it, just kind of open it up, look at it, taste it. I mean, you always can look and tell and smell when something's not good. I just know from my own experience on things like this. So even though you're going to shake the jar up good, you just want to mix all this up good before we put it in there. Okay, we're just putting our dry mix into our jar. Of course, Miss Lori makes a mess as usual. But I wouldn't know any other way. And I can tell you, when you make this mix up, just smelling the seasoning, it smells like fried rice. I mean, and it is really good stuff. Now you can buy this mix already in the grocery store, already mixed up. This, to me, tastes better and is better for you. It's got the nutritional yeast in it. And like I always tell you, when you make your dry mixes, always shake them up before you use them. So always put them in a container and don't fill it up too much. That way you can shake it good. So there you go. That is your stir fry seasoning mix right there. And like I said, I use a tablespoon. And this is going to last me. You can look at it and tell it's going to last me several weeks. And we don't have stir fry, but probably, I'm going to say 3 times a month, something like that. So that'll last you a while, just that one recipe. So your stir fry fried rice seasoning. So let's move on to our next one. Okay, our next one is going to be, and this was a couple of subscribers asked for this recipe. It's adobo seasoning, and you can buy it in your local grocery stores, and it comes over there with the rest of the seasonings. But adobo seasoning is, they use a lot in Latin cooking, in Filipino cooking, in the Caribbean. They season chicken and beef and fish and pork with it. They even put it on their eggs and vegetables. It's just an all-around good seasoning. And I'm going to pretty much say everything in it is something you've got in your pantry. And it's just a really good one to have. It's probably a good main seasoning to have in your pantry. So let's get started on that one. Okay, let's talk about our seasonings here. Y'all, I know y'all think Miss Lori is so crazy sometimes, but there's so many things that just thrill me and make me happy. And it's stuff like this. I think that spices are beautiful. I really do. And Mr. Brown and I, we absolutely love herbs and spices. So when I look at this, it just makes me happy. But let's talk about the ingredients in here. And you can always double and triple these recipes that I give you. So this is the adobo seasoning. It is, let me turn this around. We got 2 teaspoons of salt. We got in the middle is a tablespoon of Spanish paprika. We've got about a teaspoon and a half of black pepper. We got 2 teaspoons of garlic powder. We've got 1 teaspoon of onion powder. We've got 1 teaspoon of oregano. We've got 1 teaspoon of chili powder back here in the back, making his debut back there. And we have 1 teaspoon of cumin. Cumin is one of my favorite spices. I even put it in my flour when I fry chicken. I mean, it's just one of them seasonings that I pretty much use and keep, and just I keep it in bulk. Just love it. So let's get this one mixed up. And like I said, it's good on so many different things. Whoops, I just keep kicking y'all around, don't I? It's so good on any kind of meat. Roasted vegetables. If you're grilling corn, grill your corn, butter it, let that butter melt, and sprinkle a little bit of this on there. It's your good all-around seasoning. And I'm just going to write in my jar. Back here I wrote on this one. I know y'all think, well, Lord, you shouldn't roll in that jar, but this is what I will always put my fried rice seasoning mix in, so it don't bother me to write on it. Plus I only give, I don't know what I give for these, not very much, so we're good on that. So on this one I'm going to put adobo. And of course it's just seasoning that you sprinkle on stuff, so there's no exact measurement on it. We're just going to put it here in our spice jar, just like we did the other. all these spices I'm smelling, it just gets my senses are just like overboard because everything just smells so good. There are a few things I'll let you know that I do keep in my pantry that we will be using in seasoning mixes soon. One of them is dehydrated orange peel, dehydrated lemon peel, that's some of the ones that you may not have in there. So there we go. I smeared my writing there, but that's your adobo seasoning. Shake it up before you use it. You're really gonna like it. Now you're gonna sprinkle this kind of like you would sprinkle a little bit of pepper or a little bit of salt. You don't want to just, well, I don't know, some people might really just smear it on some ribs or something. And you can see I could have tripled this recipe and put it in this little jar. But this will last me a while. So I'll know it'll be good on the shelf because I'll empty it pretty quick and just make me another batch. So let's go on to our next one. Okay guys, we got one more that we're going to do today. And this one is a Mexican pinto bean seasoning. If you're just wanting to make a big pot of beans, now I tell y'all, when I make a big pot, or a small pot, it don't matter, of fresh pinto beans, I always season them really good. I just love the taste. Put me some cornbread or some hush puppies with that big old pot of beans, and there ain't nothing any better, I tell you. I use a ham hock. You can use bacon, you can use just ham, you can just anything like that to season your beans. But this is your dry mix seasoning. And what you'll use is, I think it's like, I would use, because y'all know me, I put a little bit in, I taste it, and put a little bit in and taste it. You can start out with at least a tablespoon of this seasoning, and you'll be okay. Just stir it up and just kind of let it warm into your beans a little bit, and kind of taste your broth. And if you think, I can use just a little bit more, just add you a little bit more till you get that taste that you like. So I'll say that you can start out with at least a tablespoon and just work from there. And it's going to depend on how big your pot of beans is too. So, but I really think if you like these seasonings and you like a really good seasoned up pot of beans, you're going to like this. Now, there's quite a few seasonings in this, and if there's something in here that you just want to leave out, you can do that because this will still be good. Say, for instance, we will be putting chili powder in it. If you don't want the chili powder in it, you can leave it out. It's still going to be a good pot of beans. And this is going to make several pots of beans. So let's get started. Okay, this is your pinto bean seasoning. You can't really see it because it's on the bottom, but right here, that is 6 tablespoons of your chicken bouillon powder. Now you can get that in the Mexican section of Walmart or any of your grocery stores. Over where the broth and stuff is, there's a brand name that I use. It's Orrington Farms, I believe. Or you can order it on Amazon. Okay, 6 tablespoons of chicken powder. 6 tablespoons of chicken bouillon powder. Then we've got 3 tablespoons of onion powder. We've got 2 tablespoons of chili powder. I'll get this right in a minute. And we got 3 teaspoons of garlic powder. We've got 2 teaspoons of oregano. We've got 3 teaspoons of your smoked paprika. And I like using the smoked paprika in here. It just has that smoky taste. You can use whatever paprika you've got. A teaspoon of salt. A teaspoon of brown sugar. Now, this is the one ingredient that you're not probably going to have. Some of you might. And I absolutely love this stuff because I can do so much with it. And this is your green chili powder. You know, your green chilies that you get in a little can, that's in Rotel and stuff like that you use in a lot of Mexican cooking. This is your green chili powder. It's not hot, but it's just got that good taste to it. Green chili taste. And I'll put the link to this down in my Amazon store. If you don't want to shop there, you might find it online somewhere else. But it is good stuff. So that's one thing that you may not have. Now, do you have to have it in there? No. You can put some other kind of, because you already got chili powder in there. If you want to put a little bit of, let's see, I'll show you something else I've got. I've got dried jalapenos. Now, me and Mr. Brown can't hardly handle them, but a lot of people love jalapenos. You could grind these up just a little bit more in your processor, and I bought these off Amazon too, and use these. They're really good. You can put cayenne, you can put red pepper flake, something like that. But I'm going to use the green chili powder. So let's go over the ingredients one more time, and it'll be down in the description box. We got 6 tablespoons of chicken bouillon powder, 3 tablespoons of onion powder. We got 2 tablespoons of chili powder, 3 teaspoons of garlic powder, 2 teaspoons of oregano, 3 teaspoons of smoked paprika, 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of brown sugar, and I've got 1 teaspoon of green chili powder. But you can use cayenne or red pepper flakes. You're going to use, once you get this mixed up and you've made you a pot of pinto beans, like I said, just put you a tablespoon or so per pot of beans, but just taste it as you go and see how you like it. This is going to make quite a bit. I may have to get a pint jar. Hold the boat. Hold the boat. I forgot to put my cumin in here. Hold the boat. Lori's lost her mind. We're going to put a tablespoon of cumin. Okay, we can go on now. Okay, before we end this video, I was going to show y'all too. Here's the 3 seasonings we made, and it made about half a pint, so you could double the recipe I give you and make a whole pint jar of it. Don't know how quick you use it up, but I'm going to tell you something else about this pinto bean seasoning. This is another all-around seasoning. You could use this as a dry rub for ribs or anything. It'd be delicious. So, really good stuff. So there's our 3 seasonings. Now, on my last seasoning mix video, and I'll put that down below, the link to it, we made instant potato soup mix. And we put it in a jar, and I'm going to shake it up good. But what I want to do is, you know, a lot of times you'll see us making these mixes up, but you never really see us using it much. So I thought, we're going to make it up so I can show them how to make it up and then taste it. Now, I had several say they've done made this and said it's really good. Of course, you can add a little bit of cheese. You can do anything to it. You can add a little bit of milk to it to make it creamier. But I laugh because, you know, my vegetable broth mix, seasoning mix, has nutritional yeast in it. So that was in that recipe. And she said, I made a boo-boo. She said, I put the nutritional yeast in with my instant potato soup mix. And she said, but you know what? It tastes really good. So that little goof turned out really good. So I'm thinking I'm going to put some of that nutritional yeast in my instant potato soup too. But I shook this up several times. So I've got a cup of really hot water here. And I'm going to put a half a cup of my instant potato soup mix. This is a really good thing to have. Like I said, it's just dehydrated potatoes. That's what instant potatoes are. And it's just a good thing to have when you come home from work, or you just anything that you just don't have time, or you just don't feel like it, making a big old supper, and you just want a little bit of soup or something like that. You can do this, and it's really good. So I got half a cup of my... Now, if it's too thin, and I can see it's too thin for me, so I'm going to add just a little bit more. Make it as thin or thick as you want. This is really good if you've been sick and you just really can't tolerate a whole lot in your belly. The vegetable broth seasoning mix that I made too is really good for that too. So that made that just a little bit thicker. Now I'm going to put me some nutritional yeast in here. And what that's going to do is it's going to give me a lot more of my intake of vitamins and stuff like that. And it's going to give this potato soup a buttery taste. So, she said it was a boo-boo, but I bet it's going to be good. I know several of y'all said y'all made the instant potato soup mix. So, it's thickened up a little bit. You can even put you some half and half or some heavy cream in it if you want to. But you've seen how easy that was. It didn't take long. It smells good. It smells like potato soup. Tastes like potato soup. That's really good. And you know what's funny? I was just standing here thinking about it. You can make mashed potatoes out of this. This would be some of the best mashed potatoes you ever ate. You just have to add more to it. That's really good. Really good instant potato soup when you're in a hurry. It's got a really, really good taste to it. Oh no. If I just kept adding just a little bit more to it, I'd have some instant mashed potatoes that would be over the top. That's really good stuff. I never thought about making a little thing of mashed potatoes. But that would be really good. Delicious. So anyways, if y'all didn't see this recipe from the last video that we done seasoning mixes, like I said, I'll leave the link and go to it. This is a really good thing to have. So I hope y'all like this video, and there'll be more mixes, believe me, because y'all know how much I love doing this and how much I love filling my pantry up with it. So, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe, because it really helps channels out when you subscribe to, hit the like button, come back and see us, and Mr. Brown's not here yet. He's still at work, or he'd be tasting this potato soup. So, thank you guys for coming and seeing me again. And come back and see us, because we'll be doing something. We're always doing something. And I want to give an update on my cookbooks. My order come in, and right now what I'm wanting to do is get all my back orders filled and shipped. And I've been working hard on them every day. When I come in from work, I try to get all my chores done, supper done, dishes done, take a bath, and sit down. And I try to get as many packaged, signed, and the next day in shipment. I just work hard at it. And I'm putting a big dent in it right now. But that being said, I want to get all of these done and sent out that were on back order before I take any more orders. But as soon as I get done, and as soon as I can release some more books, I'll let y'all know. I promise I will announce it. I want to do a shout out to, I hope I don't say her name wrong. I got the cookbook back, and it said return to sender, but it doesn't say if it was the address or what. But the name on there is, I'm pretty sure it's Marlene Hovis. So if you see this and you've not gotten your cookbook, it was sent back to me. You can either in the comment box or try to email me or message me and see if maybe something was wrong with the address. I don't know. But anyways, I got the book back and I want to get it to you. So just let me know. I tell you, things just aren't simple. Nothing's simple in this world, I tell you. Just as long as we stay with it and work hard, it'll always get done. So God bless everybody. We love y'all. Until next time.